Okay, so we start for the next presentation that is with Ilario Truppa in English language, and he will introduce a functionality to link other platforms or other catalogs to a central installation of Ilias. So to use Ilias as a marketplace for other contents.
Hello everyone again. I'm Ilario Truppa and I'm here to talk about the Ilias marketplace. At the website marketplace.ilias.it you will find more information about this project that we as OC realized as a plugin for the Ilias platform. So let's start with a story. Here we have at the HR department of a company a guy called Bob, which have a daily struggle. His daily struggle is to provide courses for new employees. Think about those courses which which is not really good to have in-house, to produce in-house. Let's say, for example, a course about time management, a course about the Adobe Suite software, or the Business English, many others. We're talking about those courses where there is not enough time or budget to produce in-house, or to call someone as OC for the production of those courses. So this is the daily struggle of our friend Bob. So Bob goes to a meeting room and his colleagues just give him a few solutions in order to have in Ilias those courses. So we're talking about general courses. One suggestion, the first one, which we call option A, is to find one or more providers which make those courses and buy these courses. These courses are generally called off-the-shelf courses. Also, they say a sentence that in Italy everyone says in a company, which is, we have always done so, abbiamo sempre fatto così. And this is the real struggle here in Italy. The second option, the second suggestion gave here in the meeting room is, well, you can ask your people, your employees, to go online, find the courses online to online catalogs, subscribe, and so try to attend those courses online. Again, we have always done so, but here we have also a problem about the GDPR, so the General Data Protection Regulation, which means that those data of your employees go to online catalogs, and so of course you cannot ask your employees to sign up everywhere and their data go everywhere. This is not possible in Europe. So after these suggestions, our friend Bob has two main issues here. The first one is the high price. When you as a company or as a university want to buy a full course from a provider, you will notice that the price is generally high. That's because the provider has the control over those contents. They give you a score module, generally, so you can import them in Ilias, and the price is high because the content is not controlled anymore by the provider. You, with those courses, of course, you can import on YouTube or on other LMS. This means that, of course, you can, with the same course, train probably a few people, but you spent a lot for that course. The other problem is the contents go very soon outdated, which means that if, let's say, you find a provider and you buy a course about the Adobe software, and so you have the score, you import in Ilias, after a few months, probably those contents are outdated because the Adobe softwares may be updated too. So it's not a very good solution from the meeting room. Then OC has a solution for our friend Bob. We developed a plugin called Ilias Marketplace. And what is it about? I'm just going to tell you. Ilias Marketplace is a plugin for Ilias. So in the administration of Ilias, you as an administrator of the platform can purchase the courses you need, which means that directly into Ilias, you don't need to go elsewhere. You can see your courses, see a catalog of courses already there, and you can buy the license. This means that there will be no high prices anymore. That's because you will buy the license for only the people you need to train. If you need to train 3 people, you won't buy an expensive course from a provider. You just select 3 licenses of that course and you'll buy into Ilias. Then contents will be updated. We are talking about a plugin that in Ilias connects that Ilias installation to an online catalog. Of course, we have our first partner, our first online catalog, and in the next month there will be more. When you bought your license into Ilias, of course, contents will be updated frequently, which means that in the online catalogs, a video is changed, for example, then you will see the change also in Ilias. All of this is GDPR compliant. That's because Ilias is connected to online catalogs, but user data stay in Ilias. They are not sent to the online catalogs out of Ilias, but the users' name, surname, personal data, and the learning progress stay in Ilias. They don't go out, which means that you control the data, and they don't go out of Ilias. How does it work, this plugin? First, there is a part of the plugin. I'm going to show you also some screenshots so you'll understand better. There is the registration part, which means that in your Ilias installation, we install the plugin. The plugin sends the name of the platform, the name of the Ilias installation, and an email address to a database, to an endpoint, which is a private database. The database sends back a username and a password. Those data, username, password, and mail address go to our partner, one of our partner, which is an online catalog. Here is how it looks like in Ilias. You can see that we have this plugin, and there is the configuration part. So when you just install the plugin, you only need to insert here the name of your company, let's say Smart Company, and an email address, let's say smarthrguy@smartcompany.com. So after you save here, those data go first to a database, then they are sent to an online catalog. After the registration, which means that the plugin is active, we need to have the catalog, which means that we need to recover the list of all courses from the online catalog into Ilias. For the catalog, how does it work? It works in this way. There is a data request from the plugin to the database about the list of courses, so the catalog, and the database asks to our partners, our online catalogs, the list of courses they have. So they are sent back to the plugin, and the data that are sent here are the courses, so the list of courses, names, descriptions, reviews, prices of the licenses. They come from the online catalogs to the Ilias Marketplace plugin in your installation. Here is how it looks, the catalog. After the configuration part, you get here a list of courses. As I said, at the moment, we only have one partner, and this partner already has 300 courses, which are in Italian. Our first partner is Italian. Very soon, there will be more partners connected to the plugin, and there will be also courses in other languages. So here you have the list of all courses. Also, you have here a filter, which makes you able to filter the courses of catalog here. Here, for example, you can write a name, category. These categories are in the plugin, so all the data, all the courses that we get from the partner are assigned to categories, and you can use this filter. Also, you can select the language you need. So, for example, here I wrote C1. Then I get these 2 possibilities here. Again, with more online catalogs, with more partner, there will be for sure more possibilities, even for the English course, C1 level. Here you can see the price per license of this course, the review category, and the language. Okay. what happens if I click on a course? I see a description. This data, all of these, come from the online partner of the online catalog. And the data are, for example, name, an image, the prices again that I told you, also a description, and other information such as the index, such as a first video showing what the course is about. Of course, this part depends on the partner. Online catalogs have more description, others have less. So we get the data from them. At this point, we want to purchase those courses. Okay, we choose the English course, and how does it work, the purchase? It works in Ilias, because here, in the plugin sends the credential and the request for a number of license to the online partner through the database. Then Bex, the plugin, receives the e-commerce URL, which is of course, the one of the partner of the online catalog, and an order ID. Then the database here sends back to the partner and the plugin an order ID and the status of the transaction. The transaction can be completed, failed, or pending. So the whole purchase process still is in Ilias. When I add a course to my cart here, I have also the possibility to select a number of licenses I want to buy, let's say 3. Then I can proceed with the purchase. In the cart, I can add courses from several online catalogs. Here is the part where I can buy these courses. This part is from the online catalog. So I can select one or more licenses. I can change the quantity. I see a total, and I can proceed with the order. You see this interface is in Italian because the partner is Italian, as I said before. In the really next month or the month after, we'll have big players here as catalogs. So in the checkout part, you can fill the data here in order to get an invoice. And you can pay the courses with a bank transfer or other payments, such as PayPal, Visa, or by cards. Then let's buy these courses, and here is the checkout part where the online catalog sends the confirmation of the licenses I bought. I can have here in the plugin purchased course tab where I see that the purchase is complete, and now I can assign the license I bought. Then, okay, I got the catalog. I choose my courses. I bought the number of licenses I need for the users I need to train. But how the contents work? This is the magic part. Because here the plugin sends the credential, course ID, and page ID to the partner here. And the partner, back again through the database always, sends the plugin contents and the course structure. So here contents are literally mirrored from the online catalog to Ilias. This means also that you will not use the space in your Ilias installation because contents remain on the online catalog. They are just mirrored to your platform, to your Ilias installation. In the add new item part in Ilias, where you can add several options of elements here, you will find, when the plugin is installed, an option called the Marketplace module. You can click on Marketplace module, and so you enter the properties of this new object. Here you can add the title. We want to give the possibility to change the title here, because generally the titles of the courses are more marketing oriented when you find them on the catalog, on the online catalogs. So you can change your name in order to have a name that for you works in your course, because the thing is that these modules can go to any course in the platform, which means that you can have a course with your Ilias modules, your tests, and you can add a part that is both through the plugin. The description is optional. You can put this online. Then you bind your module to one of the courses you bought. You have here a menu which, where you can select one of the courses that you bought, that you have available licenses. Once you selected the C1 level English course, I can go to Update in order to bind this module to the course I bought. Here we have the Manage Licenses, which means that I have my list of users in the platform, and I can assign the license here to my users. Let's say, okay, I have one more license. I can assign this license to Mario Rossi, for example. So here is the part where you assign licenses to your users for this course. And it is how it looks like. It seems like a normal Ilias module, but it's not, because all the structure and the contents inside are not in your Ilias installation. They are physically, if physically we can say for virtual stuff, are coming from the online catalog. So these contents are not in your Ilias. They are mirrored in your Ilias. So all the structure can change because, or the contents can change if the online provider, the online course, updates content. So we'll always have updated contents here, and you don't use your Ilias space. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I'm here to answer.
Thank you, Ilario.